Hi guys! So we're starting our fourth class today. So for anyone who's expecting or pregnant, I ask that before you get down on the ground or situated that you run and grab a form of a blanket or a pillow, even something that's thicker than a maxi blanket, similar to a comforter that you can fold up. And you're going to place that underneath your upper back when we go into our first pose here today, honoring the Leo full moon lunar eclipse and Aquarius season. So the Leo about the royalty and the lion, the heart of the lion and the spine. And then that's polar bearing. So the bipolar energy is the Aquarius, which is representing that idea of oneness. And so within our practice today, we're going to explore more of what's to be known as a pure understanding of royalty, of an energetic hierarchy that we can follow collectively to honor oneness. So we're serving ourselves and we're serving others, and all of our decisions and choices are based on what's best for ourselves and everyone else involved. And that's when we bring balance to our nervous system and to our giving and receiving. And so from that, we can then flourish in many other areas of our life if we start to blanket that understanding over every area. And so mamas, you will fold the blanket up and it will go, they're showing you're going to start on this end of the mat today, like still in your upper back. And before you guys lay down, we're going to get our playlists started. So if you have not seen that I posted the Spotify playlist in the event, you can go there now and bring that up on your laptop. And so you'll have to have a separate device from what you're watching me, or if you're on your laptop, what I do is I pull up the web player. And on your laptop, the web player for Spotify actually has its own volume controls. So you can turn down the volume of the music of Spotify and turn up the volume of me, so to speak, to help yourself hear the audio. So from there, we're going to get our playlist ready and get our blankets ready. And we won't really need any other equipment today. Expecting mamas bringing equipment into your practice will help and support you, especially and specifically in some of these yin poses, because you do have limited movement due to your belly. So if you go to the very top of the playlist, we're going to find song number 1. And as we push play, we'll start to come onto our backs. And pregnant mamas, if you're extremely pregnant, you can just stay up seated. And I will collect you when we move through our next postures. You'll join us along the way. And that's just taking care of the body and the baby. So with that, we will now press play on song 1. And I might have to DJ a little bit during the yoga class to make sure in all parts of the flow you can hear me. And we'll come onto our bums. And if you want a yoga mat, or pardon me, an extra blanket underneath you on top of your yoga mat, you're not pregnant, you go for it as well. This is a restorative practice, so just do what feels good for yourself. So assisting the spine, what we're targeting in this Leo full moon, and what is actually being planetarily pulled and assisted with the healing of. So if we can put our minds, which is what we're going to be learning more about and zooming and focusing on as we go into third dimension and explore that level of ourselves and of our human nature, we can start to learn a little bit more about how to manage our mind, and tools and practices to assist us in actually learning about how our individual mind ticks and talks and how it functions, and how we can then give ourselves that fire element, the mind, what it needs to find equilibrium, balance. So slowly rolling through each vertebrae. And let's start connecting the mind to the matter, feeling the feet against the yoga mat, feeling your clothes against your skin, rubbing your legs, smelling the temperature, feeling the temperature, and smelling the scent of your skin or of your clothes, just igniting your senses as you roll back and removing any hair clips or ponytails you might have. Shaking out the crown, stimulating the brain, the mind, before lowering the head down to the earth. And you can bring your hands onto your hips and start to crawl out of your hips and lengthen through the spine. You can imagine like a caterpillar moving along the earth as you expand. And we have a couple of variations we can take with our legs. We can bring our feet to standing and keep our knees tall. Feet grounded into the earth. We can knock our knees to the middle and bring our feet a little farther apart. We can bring the soles of our feet together and allow our knees to splay out like butterfly wings. You can draw from here the heels farther away from your pelvic bone or closer, and that's going to also give you a different experience. And this is your body, this is your practice, this is you meeting yourself where you're at, learning about yourself as well as being able to give yourself what you need in this moment, utilizing the Leo full moon, the comet, the lunar eclipse, the romantic, sensual vibes of February and Valentine's Day that's approaching. And by doing this, then we work, we flow with nature. And I go, well, why care about that? Why does that matter? And well, it's our material. It's our own very physical substance that we are then allowing to align and flow with nature as opposed to against it. So why? Because it's going to make life easier, and humans like to complicate things. So wherever you've landed your legs, do not compromise the spine. Let it be long. And be very aware of it as the hands fall either on the belly or down by the sides with the palms up or down. Notice if you've already traveled somewhere naturally, organically, or if you were waiting for my guidance, which is all okay. You're just learning about yourself. From here, feel the back of the head, the back of the heart. The back of the sacrum. And the outer ankle, the ninth edge of the feet. Press against the earth and intentionally get a little earthier. Press down into your yoga mat, all points of contact. Inhale, fill the belly. Fill the chest. Fill the brain. Pause at the very top. Bring a smile to your face. Relax the shoulders and exhale. And let everything soften. And wherever you are, we can then bring our awareness to this understanding that Leo's bringing with. They're showing you like the lion, the king of the jungle. And this idea of this hierarchy or this royalty. And if we could just simply understand that And creation is our ideas first, air, our thoughts, then come as a result of the ideas that we have. And these ideas come from that bigger picture, or this fifth dimension that we have yet to travel to. But we can start to talk about that makeup of all the elements, ether, the atmosphere, the galaxy. This is Prairie, my puppy. She comes in to honor the spirit, the oxygen, the elemental symbol 08. And if you think of the 8, the infinity sign, the infinite spirit. And in yoga, we use that understanding of union and of infinity and of the circle of life, like the Lion King teaches us. And the idea of death and rebirth, and that everything is birth. Creativity, creation comes from that idea, that belief system. So even we ourselves came from that idea. Maybe our parents wanting to get it on. Now, there's lots of different scenarios in which we can stem from, but the idea and when to become together and take on that action, that act ion, they know what the cause of the effect might be. So begin to lengthen the spine if it's begin to get compromised. If you're in the butterfly position, pressing down the knife edge of the feet and lifting your lower back up just slightly, keeping the chin in line with the navel to protect the neck. And then slowly lengthening and lowering it back down can feel really yummy. And so with that, if we can understand the belief versus the idea, that will then trickle down to the thought, the fire, which will then ignite the feeling, which then drives our actions. We can start to organize and understand ourselves and our past and our history. And by doing that, we actually bring a healing to our nervous system. So from here, start to flicker your fingers and your toes, and don't move out of anything quickly. I'm just going to get myself situated up here to play the next song, because it decided not to. Oh, it is coming, it's just introing slow. This one's a yummy one for us. So I'm on fire, honoring the fire of the mind. So from our last practice, we were really working with our 10-year-olds and exploring the second dimension, our water, our feelings, and understanding what we were like at that time, what our habits were like, and our relationships were like. And we can breathe in through the body and imagine breathing in through the back of the body and exhaling through the front. And slowly from here, we're going to bring our knees in towards our chest. And my pregnant mamas, if this is available for you, do so. Just bring your knees really wide and make room for the belly. And we're going to start to rock along the spine, tucking the chin in towards the chest to protect it, and just massaging the spine, as that is one area that this Leo full moon is assisting us in bringing healing to. And the spine is the main governing channel of the body. And so if we keep it clean and clear and not crusty and rusty, then all the energy can flow appropriately without wreaking havoc and going in places that it's not meant to. So once you come up to a seat, you can cross at your ankles, and from crossing at your ankles, we'll arrive into a tabletop position. And from tabletop position, we're going to firmly press our palms into the earth, shoulder width distance apart. Knees are right underlined with the hips. Tops of the feet are flat into the earth. and press through the parts of the body that are making contact with the yoga mat. And then begin to draw the back of the body up towards the sky, tuck the chin in towards the chest, and then press through the palms of the hands and the shins and the back of the heart to arc even more up towards the ceiling. Breathing in through the back of the body, exhaling through the front. And then on your next inhale, begin to drop the navel towards the mat, but at the same time, draw the tailbone and the back of the head up towards the earth. And imagine that you're magnetizing them together, and you'll feel that activate through the spine. Grip the yoga mat like you're ready to pounce and pull it towards you as you slingshot your heart forward, drawing your collarbones open, relaxing the jaw, and just taking a breath here. Feeling all of those reactions through the body. And then from here, we're going to draw our left leg up towards the sky. Not all the way, just pressing the foot towards the back of your yoga mat. And then rotating the heel and flipping the knife edge of the foot up towards the ceiling and setting the inside of the foot down on your yoga mat. And then pressing through all sides of the foot to ground yourself, pressing through the right knee. And you're going to begin to inhale, lifting your left arm up towards the sky, pressing through the right palm, keeping a nice micro bend in the right elbow. And then you'll find you might be a little shaky, but just play with your balance. And you can take a grounding mudra by pressing the thumb into the pointer finger. And then just breathe here for a moment. In stargazer pose, as we honor all of this astrology information and how it pertains to us and how it can assist us in flowing with nature. On your exhale, begin to look down to the mat and lower your left palm down towards the earth and come back into tabletop position. And we're going to get ready to do it on the other side. So we'll inhale, float the right leg back towards the edge of your yoga mat, flipping the knife edge of the foot up towards the ceiling, setting the inside of the foot down on the earth, pressing through all sides of the right foot to balance yourself, and through the knife, through the shin of the left leg and top foot. You're going to want your left palm aligned right underneath the left shoulder as you inhale your right arm, and you can imagine you're pulling a bow and arrow. As you pull your right arm up towards the sky, finding your mudra, the thumb to the pointer for balance. Taking a breath here, playing with your equilibrium, feeling that fire heat up and noticing how your mind then reacts or responds. And then from here, in our stargazer pose, we'll lower our right hand back down to the earth, followed by the right knee coming into tabletop pose. Roll onto the balls of the feet, sit back, your sit bones, and begin to magnetize towards your heels. And you can roll through the spine, tuck the chin into the chest, just resting the palms of the hands on the knees. Reach tall through the crown of the head, close the eyes and palm are down with the intention of grounding you. Squatting on the toes, activating the roots. As we get ready to expand our awareness of yin and play through a flow. So once again, I'm going to see what my music's at. Staying in your toe squat, just breathing into that posture. hope this continues to play for a moment now. So as you're in your toe squat, we're going to explore our limits and become a little bit out of our comfort zone. And give ourselves a chance to just get out of our minds and into our bodies. So from the toe squat, hands can come down in front of you and just play with coming into standing. So start to bend the knees. You can rise up into a very active and playful forward fold. I'm going to grab my clip here now to prevent myself from stepping on my hair. And then walk the hands back towards the feet. And you're going to just make your way nice and sultry, walking to the very other end of your yoga mat. You can smolder those shoulders. And as you arrive, come into a very fluid mountain pose. Feet square, right underneath the hips. Shoulders over top of hips. And you're going to sway back and forth. And I want you to imagine yourself in thick honey. Close your eyes and start to feel that substance all around you, just slowing down your movements as they become a little bit more mindful. And you can begin to open your eyes and look towards me as we go through a flow. We'll build into it so that you can then go at your own speed, your own play, and bring a little individuality to it, a little uniqueness, authenticity, as that honors our inner fire and our ability to stand away from the status quo, up for ourselves, and go with what feels right for us based off our experiences as opposed to based off of other people's ideas and beliefs. So on your inhale, your right knee is going to draw up to the air, followed by your hands. So we'll inhale slowly with that honey, drawing the right knee up. Arms come all the way up. And then on the exhale, straighten the right leg and begin to draw it down towards the earth, sending it through the air, back towards the back of the yoga mat. Feel that balance before setting the right foot down. As you set the right foot down, lower the right knee down to the earth. Begin to straighten through the left front leg, shifting your heart forward and sending your arms back behind you. Inhale, bend back into the left leg, the arms rise. Lift through the right knee and begin to open your arms. Left arm in front of you, right arm goes behind you into warrior two, rising on to the ball of the right foot, setting it down parallel to the back edge of the yoga mat. Inhale your arms up again, knee reach. So you found your hips or your pants to find balance. The left arm is extended out in front of you, the right arm's behind you. Your hips, your navel are facing to the right hand side, and then gaze over the left knee. Here we can smolder the shoulders, waving the arms, feeling that play between front and back. Begin to lower the right hand down the back of the leg. Inhale the left arm up to the sky as if you're painting it with a paintbrush. And then bend at the elbow. Grab the back of the head with the back of the hand and press the back of the hand in to the head and vice versa, feeling that tension being created, and open the heart up towards the sky. Bending through the front, left knee, carefully placing the left knee over the right ankle. Breathe here. And then on your next inhale, you're going to open up through the arms, and your left arm is going to come forward. And this is where we get to get a little sassy. And we can begin to lift up onto the ball of the left toe, and then pivot the left toes forward, and then bring the left hand towards the left thigh as the right hand is already on the right thigh, and press your bum back into a wide-legged forward fold. So from here, the hands will come down onto the earth. Allow the back of the neck to relax, and breathe here as Mama checks her music again. Little Billy. Some songs are just playing so much quieter than others. Okay. Breathe in here and wide-legged forward fold. Press the right palm into the earth, straightening through the right arm. Square the chest over top of the right arm. And that same bow and arrow, bend the left elbow and start to raise it up towards the sky, extending the arm over top of you. And take a big breath in. And on the exhale, lower the left arm. Place it underneath you. And inhale, bend the right elbow and lift it all the way up to the sky, alternating sides. On your next exhale, lower the right hand down to the earth. Pivot the heels inward, the toes come out, and begin to sit back in towards your sit bones, in towards your hips, bending at the knees, coming into goddess pose. And your hands are going to come to your knees, and you can just smolder the shoulders, playing with them here, feeling the body out. Rolling in the hips, and just noticing where there's any tension or stickiness. And still imagining moving through that honey. So once we have the flow, then we get to really move through it in our own way. So settling from goddess pose, beginning to turn towards your left toes, pivoting the right foot back towards the front of the yoga mat. And you're going to just slide the right toes, draw the right knee back up with the hands, and then slowly lower it, setting it back down. And then smolder into that. We're going to take that journey on the opposite side. And we'll flow through it again. Just really giving ourselves the opportunity to play, get out of our minds for a good 10-15 minutes. Inhale, left knee rises with the hands. Arm all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, begin to lower the left leg, straightening it, sending it towards the back of the yoga mat. The arms can follow. Feel that balancing posture. Heart lifts forward to bring a bipolar energy to create that balance. And then slowly lower as you bend the right knee. The left foot down to the earth, lowering the left knee all the way down to the ground. The hands can come up to support you as you float, straightening the right leg, reaching through the heart forward, sending the hands towards the back of the yoga mat, finding that bipolar balance, pressing through the right heel. Inhale, the arms come back up in front of you as you shift your weight back into the right foot, lifting the left knee off the yoga mat. Arms come up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, rotate the back foot on towards the knife edge, parallel to the back of the yoga mat. Inhale, the right arm out in front of you. Exhale, the left arm back behind you, in line with the shoulders. Your hips are squared towards the left side of the yoga mat. Gaze is over the front arm. Right knee is bent over top of the ankle, not passing the toes. for protection. And here you start to play with that honey. See where you can find a little fun, a little bit of you, what feels good. You can inhale, paint the sky with the right arm, coming up to the sky, lowering the left arm down the leg. Take a bend through the right elbow, and with the back of the hand, create a little nest for the back of the neck. Inhale, reach up through the heart, press the back of the head into the hand, and exhale, sink into the pose. Breathe here. From here, begin to inhale both arms up to the sky. Pivot the left toes towards the front. Slide them along the yoga mat. Inhale the left knee back up to the sky, following the hands. Lowering it back down to the earth. And smoldering the shoulders. We're going to build through the flow, both sides. Finding your breath here. Inhale, right knee and hands up to the sky. Exhale towards the back of the mat. Find your balance. Set the right knee down on the earth. Straighten the left leg. Reach through the heart. Hands come behind you. Inhale, shift your weight forward, bending through the left knee, lifting through the right leg, opening up into warrior two. Smolder the shoulder. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, opening through the left arm, shifting the weight of the foot into the ball. Rotating the right heel, opening up into wide-legged forward fold. Exhaling down to the earth. Press the right palm in. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, alternate. Find a little bit of individualistic movement with it. Maybe you take a little bit of a journey that's different. Just use me as the guide. Find breath when you need it. Find stillness when you need it. And always manage the mind. When it starts to scurry away and think of something different, just bring it back to the practice. Inhale. Exhale the heels in towards you, the big toes out. Shifting your way back into your hips, bending at the knees, rising into goddess pose, smoldering the shoulders. Turning back towards the front of the yoga mat, sliding the right toes along the earth, and settling in and feeling any difference in the body. On the next inhale, the left leg and arm come up. Exhale towards the back of the yoga mat, lowering the left knee down, straightening through the right leg, hands come behind you, reaching through the heart. Exhale, bending the right knee, pressing up, coming to standing line, opening the arms into warrior two. Bending through the right knee, paralleling the right foot towards the back of the yoga mat. Hips square. Finding your groove. And we'll go through the whole flow on this side. Turning the weight into the ball of the right foot and pivoting the right heel towards the back of the yoga mat. Shifting into wide-legged forward fold on this side this time. And exhale the hands down to the earth. The right palm comes underneath you. Inhale the left arm up to the sky. Exhale it down. Inhale the right arm up to the sky. Exhale it down. Inhale the heels inward. Exhale the toes out. Sink back into the sit bones. Bend through the knees. Rise up. Goddess pose. Play with the shoulders. Hands on the thighs. Rotating the hips. Give yourself a little surprise. Turn yourself back forwards to the front of your yoga mat. Sliding the left toes along the mat. Drawing the left knee and the arms up towards the chest. Floating them back down. And just smoldering into that. So from here, we're going to allow all those eruptions to be felt, to be experienced. We're going to slow down and we're going to self-reflect. We'll begin by lowering down, inhaling our arms up to the sky, gathering the higher mind, the fire, pressing the palms together, exhaling down the midline and shifting forward through the heart and hinging at the hips as you float down nice and slow like you're moving through honey to the earth. The palms come down on the earth or the mat. As you take a big inhale, bring the gaze in front of you, slingshot the heart forward, press your sit bones towards the back of the yoga mat, draw the shins and the thighs up, and press through all sides of the feet. And then exhale, completely let everything go. And grab elbow to elbow, let the head hang heavy, relax the jaw. Shift your weight into the front of your feet and into the heels. And then bring your hands down to the earth and lower onto the knee. We're going to slide our hands all the way up our legs, coming to standing, rolling through the spine. The gaze comes last. And we're going to look over our right shoulder and find our right heel. And we're going to flex our hand onto our right heel if it's available for you. If that is not available for you, you can reach up closer towards the inside of the knee. And wherever you have found yourself, press down through your hand and begin to shift your pelvic bone forward. Slightly draw, tuck the tailbone under, and then think of picking up the back of your heart and scooping it, and then expanding through the front of the solar plexus, through the fire, and really opening up through the rib cage. And from here we can inhale the left arm up in front of us. And almost begin to pull it towards the right hand side, shifting your weight, stretching through the left side of the body for half camel, pointing your fingers, and you can take the mudra, the thumb towards the pointer, towards the back of your yoga mat, and your chin slightly tucks in towards your chest to prevent any strain. And then really pick up through the back of the body and allow that arc. Breathe here. And at any time, just lower back down onto your seat. And we'll meet you there. One more big inhale, puff up the chest. And exhale, slowly lower the sit bone and the left arm back down to the earth as we get ready for balancing it by doing the other side. Inhale to come to standing on the knees. Find where it feels achievable for you with your left hand, whether it's the heel or the ankle or the inner thigh, maybe the ground beside you, maybe a pillow beside you or a block beside you. Press through the hand, press through the shins. Tuck the tailbone under. Imagine pushing and magnetizing the pubic bone forward and lifting up and arcing through the back of the heart. And then as you inhale the right arm up to the sky, exhaling it diagonally over to the left, feeling that stretch through the right side of the body, slightly tucking the chin in towards the chest to protect the neck. And inhale through the back of the body. Shine through the front of the rib cage, opening, spreading each rib, feeling any crust or rust getting cleaned and cleansed out of those areas. The solar plexus, sit the nerves. We've got a large bundle of nerves in the solar plexus area, and there's a couple different areas in which the solar plexus is connected to. We have a few plexes, not just the solar plexus. On your next inhale, puff up the chest. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Is anyone else not addicted to that song on Instagram? See, I'm singing because my music doesn't want to stay with me. My muses, come on, play with me. So from here, exhale yourself down. Sit bones, find the heels. And you can bring your hands onto the tops of your thighs. Tuck your chin into your chest and just take a minute, take a breather. Notice what's going on. And just stay here, breathing, bringing yourself into awareness of our elevator experience that we've been going through. Traveling through the first and second dimension, our earth, our water, our actions, our feelings, the ages 0 to 10. And then the ages 10 to 20. And we really zeroed into the 10-year-old last time and kind of gave you that nudge to work through all of those other ages in those last 7 days that were leading up to this class, because that is the own work, the inner work that we then take when we're understanding that as we start this journey of self-discovery and in a way going into that rabbit hole, the healing is not willy-nilly. We're opening up these cans and it can be like cans of worms sometimes, and we have to be careful and mindful because we are pulling at these parts of ourselves and opening these wounds and going into these emotions. And so we want to make sure that in all situations, the right part of us is showing up. We're not triggering the 5 or 10-year-old and they're showing up to situations now because we're going through the healing and we're separating it from what's going on at work or at home or fill in the blank. Everything has to be blanketed as now, how is this connected and why is this happening as a result of the inner work I'm doing? We start to connect with internally going on with what's externally going on. And that's what evolves us in that second dimension, is the ability to be able to do that. And the solar plexus, the fire, is our willingness to be able to do that, to stand up and stand out and allow ourselves to go off of what we're experiencing. And so as we have this music flowing again, and I have you in this posture, just grounding into yourselves, feeling that camel pose, and start to get back into your elevator and travel into your third dimension. And notice how you feel before you get out of the elevator, and what the elevator looks like, and all the colors, and if you're seeing anything at all. And how to conceptualize this is it's like a daydream. It's our air, it's our fire, it's our ideas, our thoughts, and then when we give it feeling, and these are tools and practices of hypnosis and neuro-linguistic programming and life coaching that help us work with the subconscious to recollect memories and heal through trauma and bridge the parts of ourselves that were got stuck or suppressed or lost or neglected along the way. And on that third floor, we're gonna, if we're not in our 30s, we'll explore our thoughts and the quality and quantity of them, and that of our mental body, and our own willingness to try new things, and step out of our comfort zone. And if we have reached that 30 frame to 40, we can really explore ourselves at that time, and our habits and our routines, and our relationships. Because that is also part of the third dimension. But when we get into our thoughts, and when I talk about the quality of them, we can notice what those voices are like inside our mind. If they're nice, they're naysayers, if they're pessimistic, they're more cheerleader or go-getter. And we're just starting to explore all these parts of ourselves. And so from here, we're going to come into deer pose. And so it's going to be a really sweet and easy transition. You'll just shift your weight onto your right bum cheek. And your right shin is going to come out in front of you parallel to the front of your yoga mat. And your left leg, you're going to bend it. And you're going to send it towards the left side of the yoga mat. And keep it parallel as much as you can. From here, we're going to start by shifting on towards our back body. And we don't have to go all the way down. So we just want to find an area where we can feel a really yummy stretch. So we'll bring our hands behind us and point our fingertips towards the back of our body. And we can stay here if that's good enough for us and lower our chin down to our chest and just chill. Or we can lower down onto our forearms as an option. Or if you like, you can come all the way down onto your back. And if you have a clip in, like, feeling bad, you might need to take it out. And I'd like you to get into your deer pose. And start to breathe. And come just a few degrees out of your comfort zone. So if you're on your forearms, tuck your chin into your chest as well. And you can press through the forearms and draw the shoulder blades together and even get a stretch to the upper body, if that's where you landed. Wherever you are, just allow yourself to explore beyond the physical. As you allow your mind to travel, almost like you're watching a film through your timeline, your memories, in this practice of self-study, which in itself is healing, is medicinal. And I think if more of us knew that, by just exploring ourselves and getting into the details about our past and blanketing a bigger picture understanding of why it all happened. All the ideas, thoughts, and feelings and actions that went into creating everything. So I had tonsillitis multiple times as a child because I was blocked in expressing myself and at home and at school and so forth. And then when we can understand these things about ourselves, then we can actually release a lot of doubt and guilt and shame and strain and suffering that is labeled falsely and inaccurately and causing more suffering than it needs to be. And we then need to then blanket that understanding over everything and unpack our bags. From here, wherever you are, if you're on your back, come up onto your forearms. If you're on your forearms, come up onto your hands. And we'll all start to, on a diagonal left, reach our hands forward. And here you again come down onto your forearms. You can come all the way down onto belly. Pregnant mamas, you might not have that, so you just make room for belly. Wherever you are, let the head hang heavy, the jaw part. And use the breath, the oxygen, to travel into the subconscious mind. And you can ask even specifically what's affecting your fire, your thoughts, this level of your life, this dimension. And your ability to digest life. You're not just digesting food with the solar plexus, we're digesting all of our going throughs. So how do we digest that and those experiences? Do we avoid? Do we hit it head on? What are we like and why are we like that? That level of self-awareness is potent medicine and healing, because from that then we can shift and change what we then resonate with or do not resonate with, or better like about ourselves or don't like about ourselves. And this is then when we can understand what we highly are critical of and judge in others is a big mirror and a reflection of the part of the collective or the part of maybe ourselves that we've healed or have not fully become aware of that is left to healing. And when we can respond to life in this way, with this level of emotional intelligence, then we have the power to change everything, to move mountains. I'm hearing in my mind. From here, we can bring our hands back to the mat and start to walk back to standing. And we're going to shift onto the other side by then bringing the left leg out in front of us, shifting onto the left cheek, setting the left leg down parallel to the top of the yoga mat and setting the right leg down. Keeping the right leg parallel to the hip and then bending at the knee, and you can flex at the foot, keeping the inside of the foot on the earth to support you. And then find your journey. So lowering the hands, shifting the weight into the left bum cheek on to the forearms, or all the way down onto the back, or maybe you're standing tall and proud on the hands, and then tucking the chin into the chest, and closing your eyes and staying here, finding where you are as I play with our music. And as we still stand tall and proud, that Leo, the lion, is igniting that and honoring that part of ourselves. It's, in a way, healthy boasting. And so many of us think we need to take our ego out, but we just need to become its friend and learn all about it. As that ego is our root, our base. And so we just have to heal our ego, our roots, our values, our basic survival instincts and routines and habits. Get our mind over our matter. And we transcend any limitations of the ego and the superficial mind. The egocentric, very self-focused, self-centered mind, out of that 0 to 10-year-old in those stages, and we leave that mentality. We evolve, we expand. Grow the fire. Begin to lift up onto the forearms, taking your diagonal right, coming down to the forearms, extending the arms in front of you long, stretching down to the belly, finding what edge feels good for you to release the back of the neck. Allow a breath to build through the belly. As we stirred up all these energies, we'll bring a big Leo inhale and lion's breath exhale. Clearing the mind to reflect and sink into all that yin-formation in the third dimension. Bringing your awareness to the spine as we roll up through each vertebrae. Gaze comes last. Extending both legs straight out in front of you as we transition into a light twist. Inhaling the arms overhead, reaching the left hand behind you, pressing it into the earth. Good, and the right hand down towards the outside of the left leg. And you can grab it, draw it towards you, press the legs down into the earth, inhale, tall spine, and then exhale, gaze over the left shoulder for a light twist. Inhaling and exhaling up and down the spine. As you marinate like a herb in hot water, melting away anything that no longer aligns with you or the collective that we are all part of to maintain balance. Inhale the left arm all the way up overhead, grabbing the outside of the right thigh, and then inhale the chest up straight in front of you, the heart up to the sky, the chin, and exhale, tuck chin into the chest. And inhale the right arm up towards the sky. Then exhale it down behind you, creating a tripod with the fingers. Inhale, press down through the hand and the sit bones, tall spine. And exhale, glancing over the right shoulder. And as you breathe up and down the spine, imagine you're rinsing and washing and clearing and cleansing any crust or rust or debris out. On the next inhale, draw the knees up towards the chest. Pregnant mama's nice wide knees. Slide you can even inch your bum towards your heels. Bring your hands back down behind you and just slowly lower all the way down to Shavasana. So with Shavasana, we want to be completely connected to the earth. Legs out long. Feet falling away from one another. All parts that can connect to the back of the body, magnetizing to the earth. And the parts that are not, just being supported with your breath and your awareness. Relax your jaw, part your teeth. Soften the forehead. Gaze into the backs of the eyelids. And find your natural organic breath. And then bring awareness to your thoughts, the mental body, the third dimension. And just notice if they're fast. Notice if they were really active during that whole class. Note if they've been a little bit more hyper the last few days with all the energetic planetary shifts happening. Notice if around these times of the moon cycles, your own cycles, your own patterns or habits, maybe old ones try sneaking back in. Parts of you, I've already thought I've dealt with that and healed that. Rears its little head again. Hello. Say hello to my little friend. Like I stated in our previous class, we can't cut off limbs of our tree. They're showing you Medusa like that. The snake will just, another head will grow back. So we have to get to know the beast. And then even our demons are ultimately seeking love too. They just have some attachments to heal. And need some discipline. And the movie Hooked. You need a real mom. You need a mom real bad or something like that. And we just need to ignite that real nurturer inside of us. Emancipating from any other ideas of the mother and father being that of giving and receiving, retrieving and then giving back to ourselves in this balance of light and dark and yin and yang. And the masculine providing and going out, and the feminine receiving and nurturing is not meant to be looked at as gender, because these parts of ourselves need to be honored and fulfilled and made whole. Examples of this is, the manager and the talent. Those who feel creative and those who feel like they're the not the creative, they're the more analytic, more of the manager. And essentially, if the manager can ignite its own talents, and the talent can ignite its own manager, so we can balance our left and our right side of our brains. And the yin and the yang aspects of ourselves. And the electro and magnetic principles that charge our very own selves, which are made of our ideas, thoughts, feelings, and actions. We can ultimately free our nature by releasing this false idea of these royalties or finances, or money or success. And understand that it is measured by the quality and quantity of our thoughts and our experiences, our ideas, our feelings, and our actions. That which is stored in the cell memory. That makes up your self-worth. That is how rich you are, and that is how pure your value, your worth is. And so many of us sell ourselves for this idea of success or finances or safety or survival. And we get ourselves stuck in these loops. Or these excuses or these ideas that we need fill in the blank. And if we, like the line, take that leap of faith and blanket the laws of energy over everything with grace for our race, we can bless our life with a lot of surprises. And those surprises allow these false beliefs or these limiting beliefs to be blown, to be released, and then for new opportunities to be had. So in this Shavasana, I'd like you to reach your fingers as far away from your toes when you feel ready to, by flickering any life into your fingers and toes, shifting your weight from side to side. And then slowly making your way up to a seat, protecting your neck and meeting me here in Sukhasana. With a slight cross of the legs. And the spine tall, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Slight engagement in the core as you take the next 7 days to explore this dimension and the quality and quantity of your thoughts. Just observe them. How do you talk to yourself in your mind? How do you talk to others? And then like that mind, like that fire, like that puppy or that monkey, we can train it. We can, in a way, take the microphone away from the naysayers and pessimistic, less than savory selves by understanding why they're like that and giving them what they need. And then giving the opportunity for maybe the shy guy and girls and individuals, more introverted selves, to take the spotlight, to have an opportunity to be romanced, to be honored with this Leo, Aquarius, ruled areas of our life being assisted right now. On your next inhalation, you can bring both your hands to your heart, pressing your palms against it. Lift your heart up to the sky, humble your mind into your chest, and exhale. Anything left that's no longer needed. And we'll thank Mother Earth by bowing our head and letting us play another day. And namaste to you all. Thank you for joining me for this class. And I suggest that you take the rest of the evening to journal your experiences and journal any of that information that will help you to better understand the third dimension. So you see the devil's in the details, and we're gonna heal that individual, that version of ourselves that rebels or chooses otherwise. We're gonna give them what they need by understanding why they like to turn against and do what's not what's best for them. So have a good rest of your night, sleep sweet, and I will see you guys next Monday. Mwah.